Happy Thursday. Let's go. All right. I'm going to go straight into it. Me and a fellow teammate on this channel, we had a lovely conversation in the comments about how, excuse me, my nose itches, about how people don't believe you. And that's one of the worst things um, with narcissistic abuse, and it's the closest people around you that don't believe you. You know what I'm saying? I personally think they do believe you. They just don't want to deal with it because it's scary to them. Or maybe they were never your friends in the first place. Right? And they always wanted a reason to think you're crazy or see a flaw in you. So let's get into it. Do you think, and I love this person, so I'm on board with them. So I'm just going to defend us real quick, all of us, and give you a point of reference. Anytime you feel like you are by yourself, where people jump ship and abandon you, especially when you needed them. Let's go straight into the Bible, though. Let's talk about Jesus. If anybody, I don't care if that's like, if you don't believe in Jesus, at least you can read these excerpts from the Bible as interesting literature, okay? Because it is at least a story. I told you, every time I talk about the narcissist, I hear the police. I haven't heard them all day. It's every time I film recently. Maybe that's a good sign. I don't know. But if anybody knows what it's like to be abandoned by friends or people that they consider family, it's Jesus. If anybody knows what it's like to be gang stalked and shat on, it's Jesus. If anybody knows especially what it's like to be completely betrayed by the closest people around you, it's Jesus. It just is. Period. Anything you could ever experience in this healing journey against narcissistic abuse, I guarantee you, the Bible got it in there. And they really got it in there. Right? Don't start with the Garden of Gethsemane, where he just said, can you just watch for a few hours while I pray? People that have been rocking with him the whole time. And he came to find them what? Asleep. Right? You don't think that hurt? Were they tired? Yeah, but imagine how tired you gotta be when, like what happens in narcissistic abuse, where there's always someone up your ass, on your back, following you around, stalking you, slandering you, smearing your name, trying to kill you, intend to still kill you. And you gotta still walk in your truth. That is some hard shit to do. It is so hard that a lot of people take themselves up out of here trying to do it, and they lose the battle. And I feel very sorry that some people, lost the battle to that. If you want to read anything, you can go, into Matthew 27, chapters 32 through 56. That follows the entire, to my knowledge, that follows the entire crucifixion of Jesus. But really read it. And if you don't read, type it and let Siri or some shit read it to you, right? But when you really hear it in its entirety, you can relate. I mean, this entire build-up to his death was, before the resurrection, was so insanely intense. And there's so many familiarities in there. There was so much. First, it had to start with being betrayed. Would you call that a discard? Right? By someone that he trusted. And then you have to think about the fact that he was sold for less than what he was worth, which he was priceless. Aren't you priceless? Because Judas sold Jesus for 30 pieces of silver, right? The narc sold you, cashed you in for more than likely a prostitute, a diseased hooker, another dude, another woman, same sex, whatever, heterosexual, whatever, just gross, drugged out, cracked out, disgusting, sexually obscene people and things, right? Only like Judas to turn around and be like, take it back. I don't want it because it's not actually serving me. Now I feel like I need my person back. Judas knew instantly when they seized Jesus that he had not done anything that was good. And like a coward, did what? He hung himself, right? Now, the narcissists may not off themselves, but in a sense they do. They hung themselves with their own rope intended to hang you with. That's why their life is some shit right now, right? That's why they're broke right now, right? That's why businesses are failing if they had one. And for those like myself who dealt with someone who never had a business because they're just too lazy to do anything, they lost every bit of income they could have had, right? All the supplies that they gained either ditch them or are clinging on to their tits like they were hanging off of yours, right? Just hanging on for dear life. And the narc doesn't like that. But they were doing it to you, right? Being alone in this journey, and you will often find that you end up alone. But no, you're never alone. You have God, okay? Remember that. And you guys got me too. You know, you can always hit me up. But let me get out of the corny mode. But I meant what I said, right? You find yourself losing what you thought were friends, losing the people that you thought were family, actually being ragged on, being called crazy, or people thinking that you're just tripping because that can't be true. No one does that. No one goes through all of that. No, right? And then you feel really sad and alone and bad for a time because you felt like, how can I be telling the truth and be smacked down for telling the truth? People go, why didn't you reach for help sooner? Well, what if you did reach for help sooner? And that help, like in my case, the police and all those other people that you thought were friends and family, abandon you and go, oh, that's not really something that sounds serious, or that can't be true. That's not happening, where there's nothing we can do about it, right? Who went through that? Jesus went through that. And it's embarrassing, isn't it? It's embarrassing in the beginning to go through that, where people go, where's your boyfriend? Where's your wife? Where's your husband? Where's your girlfriend? Where'd they go? And you have to be like, I mean, unless you want to sound crazy on the street, if you told the truth, though, you would be like, oh, they turned out to be a demonic, psychopathic piece of shit skinwalker that was never real, so they abandoned me, and now I'm just trying to calm down some anxiety. How was your day? Right? What do you think about what Jesus went through? They snatched him up in front of his so-called friends, okay? Can you imagine being stripped down naked? Stripped down naked like what you were emotionally in public when people saw that you had been abandoned? Because people saw it, because people are always watching, aren't they? I'm sure he was very embarrassed to be stripped down naked and beaten within an inch of his life with all types of tools while people around him cheered for his death. That happened. Same with you, right? You were beaten down by all the stalking, all the gross shit, all the really ridiculous lies told about you. You might have lost some things. You could have lost a home, a car, your kids, anything, while people stood around and watched, right? Cheering because it was something just interesting to see, like a television show. And that was embarrassing, wasn't it? To be seen in public with someone all the time, and all of a sudden now you're just randomly always alone, right? You think Jesus didn't go through that? Yeah, they did that. They drugged that man. And all he was doing was speaking the truth and helping and being the biggest empath I think I've ever even heard of, ever, in the history of the existence of forever. Okay? You're not by yourself. It's embarrassing sometimes, right? But what did he do within being beaten up an inch of his life? Yeah, he fell. He fell, I believe, 3 times. And that's really actually commendable when you think about what was being done to him at the times that he fell. Didn't you fall a couple times? while you're on this journey. But what did he do? Get up. He got up and he took up that cross and he kept walking in his truth. You do not go down like that. You don't go down, and he didn't go down like that. The only reason why he died is he gave his life. That's different. He's God. He gave his life. He chose to give up the ghost. But when it comes to human terms, we're talking spiritual stuff now, right? For us, you keep walking. You hold your head up. Yeah. Because, yeah, they spit in your face. Okay. But for someone to spit in your face, your head has to be up. Your head wasn't hanging down. And you keep it up. You understand? I'm just trying to bring encouragement to you guys, because I understand what's going on. And just know, even if you don't follow the Bible, that's okay. I'm not here to Bible thump on your heads. But this is just my God, and this is the way I explain things. And just as a good read, if you're not a Bible follower, read Matthew 27, verses 32 through 56. And tell me you don't feel some type of way. Okay? You will make it. You've already made it. You're going to keep making it. Yeah? Okay? So just know that I'm on board and that I understand what it's like to be abandoned, especially in the time of absolute extreme chaos and trouble. Okay? And I want you guys to have a really great rest of your day. Tomorrow's Friday. I don't know if that means anything to you. The days of the week don't mean shit to me. They really just don't. Every day is work in some way, shape, or form. If you're a single mom, it's work. Ooh, baby, it's triple, double time, whatever. If you work for a company, it's work. If you own your own business, it's work. Every day is work. But every day that you wake up and you get up and you do what you do, even just being you made it to the shower today, you brushed your teeth. Congratulations, because that's hard for some people, isn't it? Especially when everyone, like at the end of the book, Julius Caesar, has a knife for your back. Okay? You keep your head up, you get it cracking, and you keep on non-stop until you reach the end of whatever God has for you. All right? Fist bump that in. I love y'all, and I hope this was an inspirational message and not just a rant to you. Okay?